today is Wednesday, June 5. I'm Elke Martin, your host. And like I said, it's a call-in show, so get your pens ready. My guests are Michael Ritt, executive chef. You've seen him walk around all over campus with his big hat. It used to be bigger, didn't it?
I don't know, you know.
And Mary Smith, you know her too. Mary is our registered dietitian. If you've ever tried to email her, I'm telling you from my own experience, Mary Smith is a rather common name.
It's very common.
So mary.smith2@ericsson.com. That's how you actually get to her.
Thank you.
Anyway, good morning.
Good morning. We
have a call-in number in case you do want to call. 703-663-3333.
It's pretty
Man,
simple,
that's hard to pronounce.
Got to remember a couple numbers and that's it.
Yes, that's easy though. 2 6s and 5 3s. 663-3333.
And just in case it's on the screen.
Just talk?
Yeah.
Right. So,
Good morning.
Good morning. So a lot going on, which is the usual par in dining. First thing I want to start off with is everybody knows that starting this week we have construction in Woodland Sky's dining room.
Right.
And we have relocated operations down to the Akatique room. And hats off to the team over there. I think you mentioned earlier today that you were very impressed with the service down there. And you know, the one thing I want to tell residents is it's only temporary. It's a few weeks.
That's right.
3 to 4 weeks. And then we'll be back in a beautiful new dining room.
Yes.
So, and I think that the staff, you know, Chef Gio and Chef Priscilla and Michelle and Guillermo and Segunda and Nadia, you know, the team came together. They came up with a great plan and they executed it well. And I think for the most part, you know, you work with what you're given.
That's right.
Understanding that room is seating-wise a third of what the Woodland Skies is. Thank God we have the second elevator.
Yes.
And that's I think that's working out well. And I think it also gives the residents a chance to see downstairs, you know,
that's right.
What's been done down there and the new bathrooms and the new offices they have down there and the hallway
the chairs,
chairs and everything down there. So hats off.
Yeah, I've been very impressed. And we had our subcommittee meeting from the dining committee yesterday, and all of us says hats off to the staff because they work under much more difficult conditions, and they still bring out good food, you know, better than good.
Yes.
Really nice meals.
Wow, there's a lot coming from you. Wow.
And going along with the construction, again, you know, everybody knows that the Potomac Cafe for the next few months, 6-7 months, is going to be under construction, and the cafe operations have been relocated to the fireside dining room for lunch, and they have converted. And again, hats off to Corey and Chef Mark and Chef Shannon, Chef Willie and Roxy and Rini and Nay and Penny and that whole team over there, converting the fireside to the cafe, and then taking the private dining room and converting that into a carryout, which I've heard a lot of the residents say runs great. They wish it could stay like that.
That's what I hear. It works really well.
And I think, you know, people just, you know, they'll wake up one day and be like, wow, you moved everything over here. It's not, there's a lot of logistics involved. Working with the electricians to make sure we have power in the area, and making sure that we have the equipment that's, you know, compatible for that area, and, you know, training the staff. Even though, you know, you're still doing the same function, now you're in a different area, and logistically, how are we going to operate? What's the flow going to be like? There's a lot that comes into consideration, and hats off to both those teams, you know.
Well, we talked yesterday about one of the challenges at Woodland Skies in the Akating room now is that people love to sit, they have their dinner, and they love to sit and chat. And it's hard on the staff because there are a lot of people waiting upstairs for their turn, because you have a lot fewer people who fit in that room, so you need to move them along, and not everybody is thoughtful of that.
That's why, you know, and this program's a great,
that you said it's only for 3-4 weeks.
And this program is a great outlet, and I'm glad you're bringing that up, that we are asking residents, be mindful and thoughtful of that. We'd like to serve, you know, because understand that for every action is a reaction.
That's right.
So we'd like to get as many people possible through Woodland Skies, because if not, the influx is going to move to the other venues, and that's going to create longer waits, and that's going to create, more bottleneck. So everything has a process. So if residents can just be mindful during this short period,
right?
And that's why we've done things like the novelty, so you can take them with you, or the desserts are now in to-go containers, because we've tried to think, you can still enjoy the meal, but how can we speed up the process just a little bit, because we are working with such a confined area.
Take your coffee and your dessert and move upstairs, right?
There's plenty of space in the lobby.
Right.
Go ahead.
I say, before you go on, Michael mentioned a lot of names, and I think now would be a good time to say that we have welcomed back a couple of team members to dining services.
Absolutely. We welcome back Nahid Naseh, who is now taking over as dining administrative assistant. Nahid used to work in dining when I first got here, and people remember her as the communications manager, and we welcome her back. And another person we welcome back is Michelle Allure. Michelle used to work here when I first got here. Michelle
started as a volunteer.
Correct.
She reminded me, she knows me from the volunteer program.
Yeah, Michelle's been with the company, and Michelle was most recently working at Ashby Ponds.
Right.
And both her and her husband, Vincent, who is working in sales and marketing, have relocated back to Green Springs, and we're happy to have them back. And I think they're both glad to be back, and they're great additions to the community.
Yeah.
So welcome to them, and if you see them around, welcome to say hello.
And Nahid, just to finish that up, is taking over for Phyllis.
Correct.
Yes.
And Phyllis, as everybody knows, last Friday was her last day after 18 plus years.
Yeah.
And great for her. I'm happy for her, and she's going to get to enjoy and do some volunteer work and things that she wants to do, and she'll be greatly missed. But we welcome Nahid, and Nahid does a fantastic job.
Mm-hmm. Mary, do you have anything to tell us? Or are you still going down your list?
I think he's going to talk about the smokehouse next.
Yeah, next we have, so everybody knows that last 2 Fridays ago, we started our new barbecue smokehouse. And this Friday, we're going to have it again. And we sent out some flyers for pre-orders and just some information. And that's going to be in the Hunters Square parking lot, the visitor parking lot at Hunters Crossing, and just where it was the last time. And, come on by. If you like some barbecue, try it. We have already gotten some pre-orders. It's great stuff, and it's going to be going on throughout the summer. So be on the lookout for just communication on that.
Fun addition for people who
and I think it's just another addition to dining.
Yeah.
Mix it up a little bit. Try something new.
And then starting in the next week or so, as a company, as an enterprise, one of our initiatives was sustainability, and Mary's going to speak a little about that, but you're going to see new paper and disposables switching out from our current product. And the reason why is these are more sustainable. Some of them are compost, some of them are recyclable, but throughout the whole order guide, most of the products are compostable or sustainable, and that's just as a enterprise, our initiative for sustainability. It's one of the biggest things we hear from residents.
Yes.
You and I were just talking about styrofoam,
right?
And to remove styrofoam from the campus, and that's one of the initiatives. So I think Mary has some stuff about, just explaining about sustainability.
Yeah. And tell me, when you say compostable, what does that mean for me at the consumer end? I don't have a compost heap on my balcony, so I just put it in the trash, or.
So basically, like Michael said, the company is moving towards trying to create a more sustainable future for everybody in the company, but it's just as the earth as a total. Just being that we're adding products that the earth naturally breaks down with its natural elements, so that we can reuse resources and not deplete as many resources. So it's just good for our environment as a whole, and less carbon dioxide emissions. So it's very important. Some of the products are compostable. But most of them are actually biodegradable, meaning that when we do get rid of them, that the earth will naturally break them down. What, like I mentioned, is very important for just maintaining resources for future generations and just for the earth's care. So I think that's a great initiative that our company is taking. I know that specifically in Garden Ridge, we use a lot of styrofoam. And so styrofoam, I don't know if many people know this, it doesn't break down well with it.
Styrofoam is terrible. Yeah.
It's very bad for the environment.
I remember from Europe, it's been banned there for many years
Yeah,
for that
and so
reason.
now they're banning it in a lot more cities. I think it's New York City that they just banned it recently. So I think that it's a great thing for our company to start becoming not just aware of what we're doing in a facility, like just our community, but like globally, how can we impact everyone?
Right.
And this is just a small way that we can play a part in protecting the earth.
So I
it's
do
important.
put it in my trash knowing that it's not going to put extra burden on.
Correct.
On the environment.
It's less energy to break it down, so
Right.
you're saving energy there, and then again, just like saving the emissions of how it breaks down. So like no carbon dioxide coming off or less carbon dioxide coming off is just really important. So
And maybe some people who have a garden plot want to feed
yeah,
their worms.
absolutely,
I
yeah.
don't know how that works.
The one thing, and I think, to get the communication out, currently we do a few things to help with recycling. All of the oil that we use in our fryers, we sell back to a company that recycles it into biofuel.
Really?
Yes, we don't throw away any of our fry oil. We have, a lot of people don't know this, but if you look at the
Right,
loading
I
dock, there are these brown big containers that we put all the oil in, and we work with a company called Valley Protein, and they'll actually pick it up, and we get, money back, not a lot, but they pay back to buy this oil, and they recycle it and turn it into biofuel for vehicles.
Yeah.
We also have, if you walk into kitchens, big blue totes, and we put all metal and bottles into those,
Yeah.
and those are recyclable.
Right.
We also separate all cardboard out in the loading dock
Yeah.
away from the trash. So there's processes already in place that we do as a community. And as the sustainability program grows, there'll be more sub-programs that are attached to it as through the enterprise that'll be coming out in the future.
Great.
Because it's a huge initiative of our enterprise.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know.
as an enterprise, we use tons of stuff, I'm
Oh,
sure.
so much.
So it really has an impact.
And less of a carbon footprint as a company. You don't want to have a
Right.
huge carbon footprint.
Right.
And it's one of the I would say large topics or bigger topics that residents will discuss with us.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's an issue that I don't think was discussed a couple generations ago. It's
Oh,
becoming
no.
more and more
The
prominent
awareness
through
is
science and research that this is something that we can change.
That's right.
So
Let me just mention the phone number once again, because this is supposed to be a call-in show, people. So if you have any questions for our dining leadership here, call now, 703-663-3333. Mary, I think you were just going to say something, and then I budged in. So
well,
why
I
don't
think
you go
moving
along?
on from the sustainability, I think we have a few other points that we want to talk about before the end of our show. One of them being that the Town Center new venue name selection is still up to vote for until June 7th, which is this Friday. Some of the names to choose are the Global Fork, Seasons, 1847, which is the year Springfield, Virginia was founded, Change, Global Flavor, 1998, the year Green Spring was founded, and then Cork and Fork. And then, of course, if no one likes those names, there is an other slot. We do want to hear what our residents want this new facility to be named. The theme of this is kind of going to be a rotating menu where we want to explore the different flavors of the world and give our chefs an opportunity to kind of showcase what their skill set is,
Right.
and just expand the palette of our residents.
Yeah, our vision, as Mary was saying, on this restaurant is, as we said, rotating through different regions of the world. Maybe we do like an Asian fusion, or we can do an Indian fusion, or a South American, whatever.
Middle East,
Middle
whatever.
Eastern, African, whatever kind of. So that's where the world thing, or the global theme
taste,
is. And I think that, what's the one thing that residents ask for is more variety. And I think
Plus green vegetables.
Plus green vegetables. So with this type of concept, it gives more freedom in the framework for us to have the ability to do that.
Yeah.
We don't have
Yeah.
to be, what they say, pigeonholed into here is the menu. And that's what we do with Woodland
Look
Sky.
at this. Sorry to interrupt you. We have a call.
Excellent.
Wonderful. Please let us know what you want to ask.
Hi, I would just like to commend the staff of Woodland Skies for the excellent service and very pleasant surroundings down in the Akatink room. They've made it a real pleasure, and it's really nice to be able to take your ice cream or dessert home.
There you go.
There
Thank
you
you
go.
so much for calling.
so much.
Not a bad. That's a
And
type
then another call.
Excellent.
Here we go.
All right, we're on a roll.
Hello? You're on the air, as they say. Please tell us your question.
Does Fairfax County still only accept plastics numbered 1 and 2 for recycling?
That is correct.
That's correct. Yes, they do, apparently. Okay, that was that. Thank you for calling. Plastics 1 or 2, and
1 or 2.
hopefully most of your products that you just talked about that will be introduced will fit the category that Fairfax County can recycle.
Recycle or compostable or
Or compost, right.
as biodegradable. And that's
Yeah.
what people have to understand. There's different categories.
Right.
Is everything going to be recyclable? No. But also remember, as the counties move forward, their process will be able to handle the higher numbers. A lot of counties, around, this is new to them as well.
Yeah.
So they're adapting to the sustainability, so they're going to adapt to what's out in the industry.
And in fact, biodegradable is just as well, if not better, than recyclable.
Correct, because there's
it just
less
goes
energy
back
to use.
into the natural cycle.
Correct. There's less energy needed to change this over. So, everything's being taken in consideration. And I think as you see, as the counties and the industry come together, you'll see more and more, because it is not just with our residents, but out in society. This is a huge topic.
Sure. Yes.
So, a couple other things real quick. We have the farmers.
Add in one real quick. This.
Sorry,
for the
go ahead.
I'm sorry,
My
just
apologies.
one detail we forgot to mention, that if you want to fill us out and vote, you can find this ballot in the dining admin service office, and there's a box where you can submit it. So you can look over the names there and make your decision.
Yes, and I know there is a lively conversation going on amongst residents who were not exactly excited about any of the names that were suggested on their sheet.
Option.
There's
But
another
there is
option.
another
Vote and write
option.
in your
Vote,
suggestion.
Write in and take that option.
So a couple more real quick. We have the farmers market starting again. Farmers market season's coming. It's going to be starting in this month. We are finalizing the times and dates to start. We're looking at probably every other week. We've done it every 2 weeks in the past years. And
Is that working?
oh, it's been a huge success. Knowles Produce is the one who sponsors it, and
They're down the road. Right?
Yeah,
On
and
Beulah.
it's great
even go
name
look,
recognition, and I think the
Nice.
residents
They're
really
in the
enjoy
neighborhood.
it. We're going to see if we can coordinate it with the barbecue. We're not sure on that, because now you have a little barbecue, farmers market, kind of like a little town hall
Hang
thing
out in
going
the
on.
hood.
Yeah,
Balance your plate, get some
There you
meat,
go, get some
fruit,
meat,
and vegetables.
There you go. And I think you wanted to speak a little on the farmers market.
Yeah, so I mean, we mentioned sustainability with just everything being biodegradable, but a farmers market is another way to kind of help the environment, because you're boosting local economy. So like you mentioned, Knowles is right down the street from us. It's probably 2-3 miles.
Yeah, it's like 5 minutes.
2.
Yeah, 2 miles. So you can even go there and look at it as well. But we're boosting the economy. We're helping farmers in rural areas,
And it's also good for yourself when
it's
you
good for
eat natural product that hasn't
natural
traveled
product.
5,000 miles.
Correct. Yeah, and then also then it gives you more control to be able to have these fresh products and use them the way that you want.
Right.
So it's good all around for everybody. So.
And they bring a wide variety of just all summer vegetables. Plus, they bring a few baked goods. I think they'll bring some jams, some other items. It's just a great opportunity for, you don't have to get in your car and drive. It's brought to you. If there's, summer's a great time. There's an abundance of fresh produce and vegetables and fruits. So come on out and give it a try.
Yeah.
Another thing is that, to let residents know that Flex Meal sign up is now open, and that runs till the 24th of this month. So if you want to make an adjustment on your Flex Meal, please come see Naheed at the dining admin office in Village Square, right across from the store. We have our focus group coming up Friday, the 21st of this month. That is going to be a combined focus group in Fireside and Potomac Cafe Town Hall. And that's going to be in the Village Square Theater right here.
Okay.
And
Sorry to
Village.
interrupt. We have
Go ahead.
another
Oh,
call.
excellent.
Hello. We are ready to hear your question.
First, I want to thank you for the very recent availability of plant-based protein certainly at the dinner meal.
And so my first question is, will this be...
Hello? Oops, call was interrupted. You want to call back? I don't know if you can hear us, probably see us on the television. What I heard was that, and I think it relates to the Woodland Skies menu, I myself was pleased to see changes that they made there, because it means to me that not only do you listen to us residents, you've said that for a long time, and I'm sure it's true, but you also act on that,
Right.
which is the next step, and which is really very encouraging.
And I think
what
that
I
was
saw
about the
this week,
plant-based.
the plant-based tofu is a choice now to go with the salad,
Or the
Asian
stir
salad
fry.
and the stir fry we've had before
Right.
in recent weeks, but for the first time, it's listed as a choice in addition to chicken and salmon to go with one of the big entree salads,
And that-
which is really great.
Yeah, and that's something that Chef Giovanni,
Yeah.
when we were talking about the menu, brought up, and I was like, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Why not? Let's go with that, and utilize that in a lot of the dishes. You can saute it, you could fry it if you want.
Right.
However, whatever process you want to do. I know we've been doing it in the stir fries, and we're like, why
Right.
not on the salads?
Yeah,
There's other options you can do
that's
with
right.
it. So
But I think it's wonderful that, from the resident perspective, that it actually has been implemented and that it's a choice for us now.
And we're
I think
looking
that's
at more
great. And
grains.
also, yes, I was going to say this week also spinach, broccoli, and 3-bean salad as sides in the same week.
I mean, you
It's
can't
like,
go. You
heaven.
got nothing to say, huh? Look at you.
I said thank you.
Yeah, I
Yes,
think it's great, and we did
wonderful.
I think one of the venues is doing a stuffed portobello, which is a huge vegetarian option. So we do listen,
Yeah,
But I also tell people at the end of the day, remember we have almost 2,000 residents.
that's right.
We try to do a well-balanced menus.
Yeah.
And I also tell residents travel. You have a cafe, you have a buffet, you have a bistro, you have Woodland Skies and Fireside. So the options are there.
Well,
And-
not necessarily for plant-based people. We've talked about that
Right,
before.
right.
So
And-
that's why it's so exciting, and I think maybe that's what the caller was referring
Yeah,
to.
and I think
that's
that we're looking
a
at-
real serious option
Yeah.
for a main course that has plant-based protein.
And I think we're looking at options for that.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I think this is a great
so
start.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
again, to the focus group, again,
Yeah,
it's the
sorry.
21st, it's the 21st of this month, Village Square Theater from 12:30 to 2. If you have any questions concerning Fireside of Potomac and also
Yeah.
the focus group, Tyshawn Wilson, our director, and Jason Healy, assistant director, and myself will be there. And we talk more the big picture, the department in communication.
Yes.
Where with the town halls, that's more individualized to that venue. So come down to the focus group, and then
So give us the time and space again, please.
It's 12:30 to 2,
Yeah?
Friday the 21st of this month, June,
Okay.
and it is in the Village Square Theater.
Okay. Thanks.
And then again with the 21st, it's the first day of summer, and you'll see
Right.
we'll have samples of sorbet in all the lobbies, and there'll be different times, and we'll be communicating that out.
That'll
So
be
yeah, we've
hard
been
to
doing.
decide.
Yeah, we do these little lobby treats, and I think
Yeah.
the residents really enjoy them. So
Yes.
come down, get yourself a little sorbet. It's the first day of summer, and that's a lot going on.
Yeah,
as we
as
say.
always.
But again, the one thing I always want to remind residents is just thank the staff. When you see them, and
Absolutely.
let the staff know and the team know that you appreciate. We had a couple calls in here just positive about Woodland Skies.
Yes.
Because the logistics, and we were talking earlier, we have construction going on in 2 different locations in the community that directly affect dining.
Right.
And they affect every venue. It's not just the cafe or Woodland Skies. Obviously, by just sheer volume,
Yeah.
we still have the same amount of people to feed, but if the venue shrinks, well, they have to go somewhere.
Right.
So the Fireside dining room at night,
Jefferson.
the Jefferson dining room at night, that's impacting those venues as well. So this is across the board affects dining service, and my hat's off to everybody.
Yeah.
Rolling with the changes, and I think the end result is for some of the residents who walk through the Fireside kitchen, you saw what a beautiful
Yes.
kitchen that is.
Yes, I was one of those.
And then when we
Yeah.
get the new
Very
cafe
impressive.
back, what a beautiful cafe we're going to have, a dining room upstairs here, and that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and people should remember that for quite a while now, they have not been happy with the dining room in Woodland Skies, and the chairs are old, and the carpet, and this and that. So it's being done now. You know, that can't be done overnight.
Right,
For
and
those few weeks where everything is upgraded, we'll just
Yeah, there's going to be an impact, but I think the end result is well worth the wait.
yeah, we hope so. We'll tell you.
I'm excited.
Well, I'm sure you will.
Yeah, we'll know.
But, you know, again, you know, going back to everything, you know, come out to the barbecue, come out to the farmer's market. If you have any questions, there's going to be more literature coming out about the new paper and disposable
Yes.
items, and we'll talk about that some more.
And like we had talked, those are paper and disposable products that you are in control of. There are some
Correct,
things
that's a good
like
point.
the no sugar added ice cream or
Products
something
that we get from
in
other
Potomac that
facilities.
already
Correct.
come
Yes.
in this styrofoam
Correct,
cup.
and that's through our purveyor.
So-
We have no control over in
Yeah.
the packaging from any of our purveyors. What we do have control in is what we bring in
Right,
to utilize
right.
for carry out.
I just wanted to
go.
bring it up so residents
great
don't
point.
say, well, you just told us last week.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
We
And
don't-
you, Mary,
I was gonna say
some
that's-
last words, but coming to the end.
I was going to say the
Sorry.
no sugar added ice cream is the big one that still comes in the styrofoam. Maybe the purveyor will start changing that, but we don't have control over that. But it's important to us to still give options for our residents
Right.
who need diabetic friendly food. So
Sure.
that is important to us too.
And last words of wisdom, Chef Michael?
Be
I don't
kind.
know
Be
what-
kind to your dining service employee.
Be kind to everybody.
Be kind to
That is
everybody.
true.
You know, I
Of
think
course.
we're here to answer your questions. You know, if you see
Well,
any
and
of
you're
us,
here to listen and then implement
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
It's like,
and-
like I said, I'm very encouraged by
good.
this week's menu in Woodland Skies.
Yeah.
It's really great to see.
and like I say,
And it tastes good.
And every time we have, thank you. And every time we have a call-in show, I say we have so many avenues for communication. We have the call-in show, we have the community boards, we have the town halls,
Yeah.
we have
cards.
comment cards. You know,
Well,
talking to us.
and you have an office. People could
Yeah,
just
we,
come
where
and
you can
visit.
physically come and see us.
Yeah.
A lot of residents email me directly with questions. So, you know, take advantage of those avenues of communication. And I think the one thing is that we've always said is that we're very transparent. We're not going to, you know, we're going to tell you. I always tell people, if you ask me a question, I'm going to give you an answer. Is it going to be the answer you want to hear? Hopefully it is, but sometimes it may not be. But we're going to give you the correct information and the answer to your question.
And that's the most important thing, really, that we have an ongoing dialogue and that you can rely on what you hear.
Yeah, we have
from
the
either
dining
side.
service
And you
committees you
can-
mentioned, you know,
Yes.
and
You can rely on people coming to you and telling you. Not
correct.
just to be nice, we want to be kind, but we
Correct.
also, you know, want you to know our opinions.
And I think,
Well, it's been a pleasure having
yeah, I
you
enjoyed
here. Thank
this.
you so
Thank
much.
you so much.
Thank you, people, for calling in. Sorry we couldn't finish the third caller.